Hello, this is Josh Belk with the Belk on Business podcast. I appreciate you taking a few moments to listen in today. In today's podcast, we're going to talk a little bit about alignment. And whether it's a business relationship or a personal relationship, we're usually kind of evaluating whether or not we're going to want to have a relationship with this person. And we're constantly evaluating whether or not we are going to align. And especially early on in the relationship, in any relationship, this is something we're going to evaluate. Think about maybe when you started dating your husband or your wife, you were kind of making this evaluation of whether or not this relationship is going to last. I was listening here within the last day or two to a podcast, and actually it was an interview of Kevin O'Leary, and he talked about the word sustainability. And as I began to think about this a little bit, he actually talked about it there being a sustainability mandate. And I think about it, maybe sustainability metrics. As an accountant, I'm always constantly, trying to measure things. And when it comes to relationships, whether it's a dating relationship, we're trying to evaluate, is this relationship, does it have the element that are needed there for it to sustain, for it to last for a long period of time? The same thing is true in our business relationships. And in order for there to be a sustainability in a relationship, there has to be alignment. If there's going to be success in any sort of relationship, a success in a business, there has to be those elements of sustainability. As an owner of an accounting firm, and so many of our clients are in real estate, I'll get calls from time to time from individuals just getting started out in the business. We generally don't take them on as clients, but usually just try to be a help to these individuals as they're kind of just getting their feet wet a little bit into the business. And I get asked a question many times on, hey Josh, can you connect me with someone who's willing to lend me money for my first deal? And I almost categorically always tell them no. We try not to sit in that seat as far as trying to bring together people with money alongside people without money. We kind of figure, for myself anyway, as it relates to those individuals, I think it's best that they go out there and figure it out on their own and to be able to get to work through that. But as I begin talking to these individuals, and some of them I know, or maybe I'm connected with them on social media, and they're coming to me and saying, "Hey Josh, I need to find money to do my first deal." And I'll simply let them know this. I'll say, you know what? When you're out there and you're talking to people, they are going to evaluate you as a person to try to determine more beyond just the deal. You can come to them with the deal. That's all fine and good. But they're going to, an experienced, seasoned business person is going to evaluate you as a person. Are you worthy investing in? So if you're out there spending 3.5 hours a day on social media arguing whether or not masks are a good idea or not, they're probably going to look at this and say, you know what, I don't know if this is going to be the type of person I want to invest in. They're distracted with what is not important. I want to be able to invest my money in with people that I know are going to be out there working to get me my return on my investment. Are you worthy investing in? And if we think about this in the context of business, we can think about this in the context of a relationship as well. And whether or not you're courting someone, you're dating someone, and making that evaluation, is this someone who's willing to put in the effort? And am I willing to put the effort into this relationship? Does it have the elements that are there to be able to, that this relationship can sustain itself? There has to be alignment. With alignment, you're going to find success in business. Without alignment, things are going to fall apart. We know that 80 to 90% of businesses fail in the first 3 to 5 years. It's just statistics. It just works out that way. Most businesses don't succeed for a number of reasons. One of them, lack of alignment. Without the alignment, the organization will not be capable of implementing their business strategy. They'll have poor customer attraction, poor customer service, poor employee morale, poor corporate culture, and financial underperformance. Having alignment is essential. Alignment with you as a business owner, with the people that you hire, alignment with the organization, with the vendors, organization with customers. There needs to be alignment all around for a business to succeed. When individuals and the organizations align, within the organization, without the organization, you'll find that the business can sustain itself. So for a business to succeed, there are three areas of strategic alignment that I think a business owner needs to look at. I think there are others as well, there's a lot of data out there, a lot of information out there in regards to doing deep dives into each one of these. I'm not going to spend that time today. Really, kind of took an entire course regarding just the topic of strategic alignment, and I think there's a lot of information out there if you want to kind of do a deeper dive into some of this. But three areas of strategic alignment, they have to be there in order for a business to succeed. Number one is that of culture. I hear a lot in different rooms that I'm in and different books that I've read, different articles that I've read, blogs, so forth, talking about having these core values. And core values are important. You walk into some businesses and they may have the core values up on the wall. They may talk about them. They might be in an employee handbook or on a web page, etc. But you know what? If those core values aren't aligned with the actions of the owners, the actions of the leaders, the actions of the individuals within that business, you are not going to have cultural alignment. There's going to be a lack of alignment. There's going to be some confusion in regards to this is what we say versus this is what we do. So there has to be a cultural alignment. There has to be alignment between the employees and the organization's values. The people that work with you, they have to have an understanding of these are our core values. This is the culture that we're trying to breed. And these are the actionable steps that we are going to take day in and day out to make sure that we are living in a way, if we are acting in a way that aligns with what we say that we are. So core values have to be more than a list on a wall, but put into action by each and every individual within the organization. And then each member of the organization must hold the organization's mission as their own. Do they understand what the values are? Do they understand what the mission is of that organization? And are they willing to hold that mission as their own? If they are willing to do that, there will be alignment amongst the people inside the organization. You'll have that culture there. And then when you go through, I mean, you go to a Chick-fil-A, for example, most people kind of understand that they have a pretty good corporate culture. In some organizations you walk into and you almost can just smell the poor attitude. You can almost just have a sense of, this place has a bad culture. The employees have a bad attitude. The customers have a bad attitude, and just not an enjoyable place to be. But when you walk into a place to where there's a good culture, all of a sudden there seems to be a kind of quickly there can be an alignment between the individuals, the customer. There can be alignment between the vendor servicing the organization as well as the organization itself and the employees that work there. Secondly is that of people, and kind of talked about that here just a moment ago as well. But people are the people engaged in a way that they can succeed. Do the people that work in your organization, do they find it a place to where they are happy and willing and excited to invest their time, their energy, and their talent? If not, then there's a lack of alignment there. Either your corporate culture does not align with the people that are there, the mission that you have there does not align with the people, or likewise, you don't have the right people in your organization. So you want to bring in people who are willing to invest their time, their energy, and their talent, and to be able to pursue the organization's purpose, the organization's mission, the reason why that organization is there. So you want to make sure there's an alignment with the culture with the people and the people with the organization. And the way that we as business owners can do this is really spending the time developing our people. And so when they come in, they know this is a place that we are going to invest in them. It's not a place they're going to come in, just punch a clock. They're going to put in their time. Here's the task list that we expect you to do, and we're going to send you home. But no, is this a place that they're going to come, they're going to get excited, we're going to invest in them, and they're going to be willing to invest in us. Because guess what? We're taking a risk in them, yes, but very much so they're taking a risk in us as well. They're taking a risk in me as a business owner. The people that come in and work in my organizations, they understand that they're taking a risk in me. And likewise, I want to make sure that that they're seeing that I'm willing to take a risk in you. I'm going to, because you're willing to come in and invest your time, your energy, and your talents in my organization, I'm going to invest in you as well. And if you have that type of a mindset, I think you'll find that there will be a better alignment with the people with the organization. And third is that of systems. and the systems that we have in place. And we can think of whether this is the processes we have in place. Am I investing in those? Am I investing in the processes that I have in my business so there's great clarity on this is how we do things? Are we using technology? Are we using it effectively? We're using technology in a way that we're able to communicate well as an organization. Are we able to communicate with those outside the organization that we need to communicate with? And also using this IT platform to be able to be more efficient in getting our product or service out there, and as well as being able to create efficiency within the organization itself when it comes to the actual work. Are we able to identify and execute using accurate financial indicators? Do we know what those are? Do we have the information in place? Do we have the systems in place to where we can get the data that we need to be able to make the decisions that we need to make, not just as leaders within the organization, but also the individuals within the organization itself? So a little bit of a meatier podcast, but one I hope that was of some help to you. Just talking about alignment. So as you maybe spend a little bit of time this week thinking about, do I have alignment within my organization? Do I have alignment within my culture? Do I have alignment within my people? Do I have alignment within the systems within my organization? Are all these areas aligned so that my business can move forward, so I can see my business succeed in perpetuity? Hope this podcast brought you value. If you haven't already, I would encourage you to subscribe to the Belk on Business podcast. Once again, my name is Josh Belk. Thank you for listening.